Hi, hello, namaste, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Logistics Pe Charcha. I'm Prajakta Karanik, editor of Logistics Outlook magazine. Today we have with us Mr. Paresh Bhanushali. Paresh is the chairman and managing director of Pentagon Group of Companies. Welcome, Paresh, to our studio.
Hi, Prajakta.
Hi. First of all, Happy New Year. And we hope that the new year brings a lot of hope and opportunities to the logistics sector. First of all, I would like to understand from you your journey into this sector in logistics. What actually drove you to get into this segment and about Pentagon?
So, if you talk about me getting into logistics, so it was, I would not say an accident, but it was a matter of survival. It's a bit, as I always say, very filmy types or dramatic because it's real, but real. Because I started with very modest. I mean, I used to work with odd jobs in different industry, not in logistics. So, small jobs in small shops and I would say in cyber cafe and also in a shoe shop. Then getting into logistics was by fluke. I would say not logistics. We started with custom clearance. I mean, whereas I started working as a data entry operator, I started learning what is custom. So I used to make data entry of all the custom jobs of the customers, then got elevated to another position and slowly became a manager there, and I used to handle all the operations of customs. And then that company started freight forwarding division, so I learned freight forwarding there, and suddenly they stopped their freight forwarding for some reasons, and I had nothing to do. So I mean, not I would say nothing to do, I mean, it was a matter of survival. Then what am I supposed to do? I cannot go back doing the same data entry job. So I had to do something in freight forwarding because that was the future. That by that time I had understood that that's the future. So I thought of why not starting my own company. I would still say, had I been given a choice to work there itself, then I mean that company I think would have done really good. I would have really worked hard there as well. But then, since there was no choice and it was a matter of survival, I had to start Pentagon, which was 18 years back.
That's a good thing that, because we got Pentagon and the kind of business that you are into. So it was a blessing in disguise for the industry as well. What actually was, one you mentioned that it was basically the survival. But what actually drove you that, yes, this is the next, big thing that's going to happen? Was it the kind of, thought process behind that logistics will be the next big thing? Or is it something that it's a good business, why not be into it?
Of course, by the time I was into custom clearance, I used to do the data entry and manage the custom operations. We had started getting the feelers that CHA work, CHA job will not be existing for a long, and it's not going to be fruitful in future. What is the next thing coming up? And of course, freight forwarding then itself also, it's just 18 years back. It's not.
Correct.
So it was booming, and since then, if you see India, the trajectory of India is also, we are growing like anything. So freight forwarding was a future. That is what I had understood, because basically in any business, how even a trade of a country works, it's on imports and exports, right? That's how you understand the strength of a country, and that's how you measure, I would say, the strength of a country. Getting into international logistics, international freight forwarding was something, getting into exposure, a real world exposure, real networking, and that is what something was the next big thing. So that's what I would say made me get into international freight forwarding, putting aside the CHA, but CHA customs is still a backbone of the industry. We do it ourselves also now, but it's one of the part now, and it's like an add-on to the entire ecosystem.
You mentioned about international businesses. Currently, we are seeing a lot of volatility in the entire. All the economies are in difficult times. We have wars, we have tariff issues. So how do you see the current scenario, especially when it comes to logistics industry?
Volatility was always there, but not so much as recent. Earlier, they used to have long-term contracts. I would say it is, yes, because of geopolitical situation, but I think it's sometimes deliberate also from, I would say, shipping companies also, because they have tasted the blood in COVID. So they know when and where to make money. And handling customers in such scenario becomes very difficult.
Absolutely.
Because it's a system, right? It's an ecosystem, right? You a customer sells his goods with X price, adding up the freight into it or assuming a freight, and suddenly you wake up in the morning and you hear some president of some country saying that we are imposing tariffs or we are sanctioning this country, and suddenly the freight is like boom. You assumed $1,000 and it's like $4,000. So
Absolutely.
the entire calculation for the customer goes for a toss, and then even if they understand, they don't want to understand, because then that's how we try to bridge the gap being into logistics, and we try to cover up, and through services and through some add-on services for the customers, we try to hedge the price. Sometimes we lose, sometimes I would not say always make, but more of lose, but sometimes eventually we end up with balancing things. And it's really difficult times recently because of, as you said, a lot of wars coming up, a lot of geopolitical issues because of wars are coming up, and that is something we are trying to mediate and trying to balance, because we are the one who are, I mean, getting the
because
hit
both
from
the sides
everywhere. I mean, both the sides. Here you increase the price, here you're not being paid, and you need to bridge the gap by making them understand the situation, whereas everyone knows the situation, but then
they don't want to listen. After all, money matters.
Yeah, so it is really difficult, but we are managing.
Yeah.
It's going good.
So you have exposure in other countries as well. So when it comes to India and those other countries, how difficult do you see is making business there?
When we never had offices overseas, we used to not understand when we used to talk to our partners. They used to be like, "Oh, India, it's very difficult market. You guys are very, I mean, you squeeze down a lot on prices. You want everything." I used to like, come on, yeah, how can you just say this? It's really not, I mean, I don't accept this. But as we started expanding, now we are in 6 countries. So now we understand that why that was a problem. Because in overseas, first of all, the clients do understand. They know, okay, this is the problem. And the only thing they want there is transparency. If you are being transparent with them, they are all okay with you in any of the countries outside India. The problem is with the transparency. Generally, there is a problem. Nobody is going to go and tell this to the customer. They are going to just beat around the bush. I mean, like, ye nahi hua, wo hua, sab aise. They will not give you a clear plan. It's a problem with us also today. If you are being transparent with the customer, that boss, this is the problem and this is how it has to be, then they do understand. So it's not, I would say, different. It's a mindset, I would say. It's the way of working, and it is changing now. So that's the difference, I would say, working here and running business here and outside India.
So how far has India come? Because after in the last probably 10 years, when the new government came in, and we are seeing a lot of policy decisions being taken, a lot is happening on the infrastructure front as well. So how is India coping with this? And India as a preferred partner in supply chain and for logistics as well, and for investments, how was the entire international community looking at India?
We have really come very far, to be honest, and everyone is eyeing on India. Infrastructure, going back to infrastructure, government has been going in a big way, coming up with national logistics policy. In national logistics policy, you have a lot of, they are working on tech, they have got a lot of integrations, ULIP, or they are working hard on decreasing the logistics cost. While reducing the dwelling time, improving infrastructure, I would say, right from, because most of our system, the logistics is more still dependent on road transport. Whereas if you compare with other countries or even it is required. I mean, we should be getting more into coastal, we should be getting more into rail, which we are really getting. So last couple of years, if you see, there is a lot of different, so many ICDs coming up. There were ICDs earlier also, but now it has been operational because the infrastructure has been built that way, the railway system, and it has been built that way that it is really getting into use now. So it has helped to reduce the dependency on road transport. But yes, there's a lot of work still to be done, lot of gaps, lot of bottlenecks still to be worked on. And I think so far we have been doing really fantastic. I would say the government is doing very well, and I think next couple of years we should be through.
Absolutely. So basically, is infrastructure the missing link in the entire multimodal logistics that we can see?
I would not say only infrastructure. Honestly speaking, it is also adoption.
Correct.
Like, they have built an infrastructure, but one should use it. Now, if you talk about DPD, so DPD is what? Direct port delivery, and you can just take the delivery. See, there are bottlenecks with customs because there are sudden examinations which comes up, but not for all of them. So even after having DPD facilities, most of the customers are not even using it.
Correct.
It is just not the infrastructure is a problem. The infrastructure is in place, but people are still not using it also. But yes, infrastructure, as I said, the road transport is a problem. The roads and all, it's not good. And the adoption is still not happening. People still have a mindset, the customers, I would say, still have a mindset that, okay, the main ports are the ports that has to be imported or exported from. But yes, again, it's easy, it's faster there, I understand. But there are other things also which clients are still not going towards. They are not planning their shipments. Probably they are not having space so that they can use DPD and directly take the goods to their factory and avoid going to CFS and saving time. It's the problem with the customers as well, because again, they don't have space because they are growing very fast, so they cannot have space. So it's like, I would say, a vicious cycle, not exactly a vicious cycle because you cannot come out of it. Here we are slowly coming out of it. So only infrastructure is not a problem, adoption is also a problem. So which I think we are getting through that as well, slowly.
On adoption, how is technology playing a crucial role? And is the sector completely ready to adopt technology? Or are we still working in the old traditional format where we have just SAPs and ERPs being using technology?
Again, with technology, again I would say building technology is not a problem. Adoption is a very big problem. Even if you have everything in place, it is the adoption which is required, that you still call up a client, they would want everything on phone, or even if they have everything on their system. So probably if we ourselves, we are building up a platform named Prime, wherein my tagline is where I say you book your shipment as easy as booking as an airline ticket. We are working towards it, and we have built something wherein it's going to be very easy. And it is, I mean, there are easy ways to book your shipment, execute a shipment and handle the shipment. But then the clients has to adopt it. And at the same time, it's, as I said, with the infrastructure and the technology infrastructure of government as well. So when I spoke about ULIP, when I talk about logistics data bank, this can be really very helpful tool and platforms wherein you get all the data, you get all the integration, all the synergies can be done together. But again, it is going to take time. And
is the cost playing a major role?
I would say yes, cost would also be playing a role into it, because the missing link is, even if you have the best of the railway systems or best of the coastal movement, the infrastructure to the factory is a problem.
Correct.
Right? Availability is a problem. Space is a problem. So still there are problems. So you need to build everything right from top to bottom. Everything has to be aligned. And as I said, government is working, I mean, really, really hard towards it. And now we are being recognized, I mean, by government also, that logistics as a sector, because as a part of ecosystem, as a backbone. So I think we have just started.
You were mentioning about balancing all your customers. When it comes to large corporates, we can understand, okay, they will be getting the understanding about what are the pain points, how things are changing. But how is it, challenging when it comes to dealing with MSMEs? Because that's a larger chunk that we have today.
The problem with MSME, I would say, is more of awareness about knowledge. We need to educate them as a people from logistics. We need to educate them that this can be more cost effective, and even they have to look at us someone like a real service provider, not someone who is just trying to get away with more profits, or trying to snatch away some more extra cost from you. But really, we want to them to understand that this is how a MNC works and this is how you work. And yes, they have their own challenges because they are more financially strong, they have better systems. But then with MSME, their volumes are scattered, fragmented. They can work something on it where it can be consolidated and they can have a bulk buying like something like MNCs are having.
Yep.
I think that would help. Again, there are a lot of pros and cons to it.
Talking about consolidation, I mean, I have spoken to a lot of logisticians, and they believe that the next possible disruption to say will be collaborations and consolidation. What is your take?
Yes, of course, consolidation. A lot of big companies, MNCs, coming into it. Since we being an Indian MNC, we are going out. We are trying to acquire. We are acquiring, and so it is both the ways. And since India is being the next big thing after China, a lot of companies are coming in. When it comes to services, consolidation of services, yes, it is very much important. Look at us. I mean, we were into just international freight forwarding. We went into backward integration of LCL consolidation. So we have a consolidation company. Then we went into NVOCC. We started owning the containers. So it is more of integration, I would say, as a consolidation, wherein you can synergize between your companies and businesses, and you can pass on the benefits to the end customer also. So there is a backward integration, then there is a forward integration. So we've reached till NVOCC. Now next plan of action is getting into our own vessels, and the next plan in forward integration, you have last mile, then you have 3PL. So we are working towards it. So I'm sure every company is growing and working towards it. So consolidation between the services is must, and consolidation of buying, I would say, and consolidation of companies getting into India, or companies from India getting into overseas is another thing. There would be a lot of disparity. As I said, there would be going forward companies, large companies would be there, and very small companies would be there.
Okay.
Something in middle would really be very difficult for some companies to survive. So either you grow very large, you consolidate all your services, as I said, and get into good numbers, or you stay very small with handful of clienteles and you facilitate service for them and survive. So that is what I'm seeing going forward.
So, talking about Pentagon, how has the journey been for Pentagon, and what's the next that we are seeing?
Journey has always been exciting. We started with one office. Now within the logistics division, we have 18 offices in India. We're in 6 countries. We're opening up. Next month, we're opening up in one more country. And I would say getting into different markets, strategically placing your offices has helped us. Again, opening up LCL division. Although we have a different profit center, no connection between the companies, but yes, they treat each other like customers and vendors. But then we have synergy, and we have synergies to help each other.
Correct.
And so getting into forward and backward integration has helped us to an extent, and getting more product wise. So we are into green energy. We are doing good in green energy. So we thought of everyone. The entire world is talking about solar. Everyone is talking about e-vehicle. Who's going to do logistics for it? So we thought, why not us? So today we have around, I would say, 25% of market share of solar industry in India when it comes to imports. And so we chose a product as well, and that also helped us to grow rapidly and getting hold of an industry and growing more faster. So that is something. These are a couple of things that has helped us probably to
Move on and
yeah, grow
Yeah.
rapidly.
The growth journey that you have, obviously, everything requires money. So these days, we are seeing last year itself, we had a lot of companies, logistics companies, launching their IPOs. What is your take on that? How is the capital market looking like? And are we also seeing Pentagon launching its IPO?
So we've been already getting IPO compliant. We are working towards it since last 2 years, and capital is a problem. I would say I would not call it as a problem. It is a requirement when you are really growing fast, and if you really want to grow fast. With capital market understanding logistics, I would say it's a problem because still half of the people don't know what
And
is,
it's still fragmented.
yeah, it's fragmented and people don't know what is logistics. I mean, because logistics, it's a term, it's there are a lot of things into it. Someone understand what is logistics, what is shipping, what is customs, what is it is very it's very vast. So with capital markets and with the valuation, lot of companies doing well, but still they don't have those recognition. I mean, the value is not that great. There are a lot of good companies listed, but still no good valuation. Whereas a company, I would say, I mean, it's a different topic to be debated on. I mean, startups wherein you get a different valuation, even whether you are innovating, whether you are disrupting or not, still you have a valuation because we all know end product, they have to get an IPO. The investors take their money, and eventually the public is someone who bears the brunt of it. And where it comes to real conventional business and real business wherein you really make good money or you show numbers but still you don't have valuation, so that's a problem. But again, as I said, things are changing. It's just not traditional business that you do. So when you have something added to it, like a technology wherein the growth can be really fast, wherein we are working on it, that you can really have something, you should have something different out of others. So as I spoke about our platform as well, if you have a tech added to your business and tech that runs a business, then it's going to be really good, and probably you're planning very soon to come up with our IPO. Let's see how it goes.
So next 5 years, if we 5 years down the line, how do you see Pentagon placed in terms of growth, revenues, whatever?
In 5 years, yes, the growth would be really as it is. I mean, not as it is, we would be doubling up the growth. By 2040, probably I would say we plan to be a global company. And so that goes in line with that. And we are, as I said, getting into backward integration. Our next plan of action is getting into forward integration, getting more into green energy, opening up more offices in strategic locations and having synergy between the offices, and getting into green energy in those offices and countries as well. The next plan of action, and the most biggest thing which we would be getting it is into technology. As I said, one would be able to do anything out of anywhere, and shipping is going to be more easier with our technology.
Absolutely. So next time, if you have any consignment to send, just call up Paresh, and then you have everything in line.
You don't need to call me. You will have something really on your desk itself. You're going to, I mean, just as if you plan to fly to Bangalore or Dubai anytime, how quick you can do it. You just do it in a couple of minutes, right? So that is what something is going to happen very soon. And not only that, even the execution is going to be very fast. And so that is what we are coming up with.
Since you have a very long journey and a difficult and easy journey also, I would like to understand from you, probably to our viewers also, 5 tips the new generation that who wishes to get into the logistics industry should follow.
Tips in logistics or in any industry, the tips do not change. I mean, it's not, they are not tips. It's like something that someone has to do. It is not going to change as for industry. For people coming up, I mean, the young professionals, I would say, for first of all, they should get more of awareness about our industry. As I said, there is no much of awareness.
Correct.
So in academics or there should be more exposure given to them. In our group, we try to get young talent. We are always open to them because see, today's young talent is really very different.
Mhm.
They are, I would say, really superb. They are hands-on with technology.
Mhm.
They are ready to take challenges. They are open up to do new things. If you ask them to do something, okay, can you try this, do this, they will like, okay, let me try. They are okay to take that job. And even in our industry, in our office, we have some sessions like this wherein we come up with something with new in tech and we ask, can you do this? So they'll be like, okay, let me try. I think I can do this. So that's a positive thing. It's only the awareness about our industry that should be there somehow. We have institutes and we have as a subject, but it should be more refined, wherein they can understand different verticals into logistics. Yes, the new talent, the young, all they need is focus. They are, as I said, there are good things about them. So there are challenges that they face. There should be more of focus, which I don't see much of it. We are being more like Western world, whereas Western world is more developed and we are developing, so we cannot copy them, to be honest. We need to really work hard. It's not only working hard, it's even smart work everything is a hard work. Like you need to have really, you cannot just be, chalo itna hi kiya, weekends pe humne ye kiya. It cannot be like that because we are developing country. We need to put more efforts, more and more efforts. And I think that should be good. Anything you come up with, it's just, you need to have focus, you need to really understand, you should have interest, because see, with interest you can get focus. If you are really interested, and for interest you need to have awareness.
Absolutely.
And then one should be shown that what is the future, what is that you are going to get. Like in our group, we have a reverse pyramid system. Whereas I've been writing that on social media as well, because we make people grow from the bottom. If you won't believe, if I say that someone who used to be just a cleaner in our office is heading our operations. Someone who was just an executive is heading our finance. Someone who was just a fresher is a vice president of the company. So we work in that way. So we show them what is there for them in future. And if we show the young talent what is it and what is there for you, I think it's not a problem to get an interest from them. Like when you have interest, you get focused. When you are focused, you eventually succeed.
So definitely the future is bright.
Very, very good.
Thank you very much for your time, and it was pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.